Hi, welcome to Open Hand Farm. You guys, I am so excited today. I'm Penny, and I am so happy to have you here because today I am going to open all of my new seeds for the 2024 garden season. Some of these are seeds that I know will grow well, and I love and adore and needed more of them. Some of them are new and different to me this year. Just a different variety or a little twist on what I usually plant. And I am so excited. I've been waiting for weeks for all of them to come in so that I could open them all at the same time and share with you. So let's dig in and see what we have. Some of these, I only have 1 or 2 packages. So this one is an acorn squash, and I have not been able to grow acorn squashes. And I have used the same seeds every year, and we really enjoy them. So I wanted to get new seeds. So this one is from True Leaf Market, and it's organic seeds, and I ordered this off of Amazon. Now this one is from Johnny's Seeds, and there's only a few in here as well. And I cannot remember what I ordered from who. So it's going to be as much a surprise for me as it is for you. I've never ordered from Johnny's Seeds before. We have 3 different tomatoes. So I have always grown indeterminate tomatoes, which means they will just keep on growing and keep on producing. The problem with that is you get a few tomatoes here, a few tomatoes there, a few tomatoes there, and you have to almost save them up in order to process them and make pasta sauce or anything like that. Now, a determinate tomato, it is more of a bush-like tomato. It can still get kind of tall, but it will not grow as tall as an indeterminate. But it will set its fruit pretty much all at the same time. So you can just pick them all, process them, and be done. So what I have here are some determinate tomatoes that I have not used before. This might be an indeterminate, I don't know. It is a Roma tomato. But these 2 I know are determinate. This is the Jolene F1 and the Tasmanian chocolate. So I'm really anxious to try this determinate tomato plan this year and see how it works. We're also placing our tomatoes in a different part of the garden, and I'm just really excited to see how that's all going to turn out. Let's see what we have in here. I had tried a couple of these seeds last year, and I was really happy with them. So my favorite kale is the blue Scotch curled because it just keeps going. It's not too hard, and if you pick it when it's just a baby size, like about 2 to 3 inches, oh my, it is so good. And it will go through the frost. It's beautiful. But I tried to order it at Baker's Creek, and they did not have it. So I tried also at Johnny's, and I believe they didn't have it either. So this brand of seed I bought off of Amazon. And this is a spaghetti squash. This is not a squash that I grew this year. I'm trying to grow squashes that I did not grow this year because I just need something different for next year. I have a whole bunch of butternut and gooseneck squash. I have some pumpkins, but I did not have these or the acorn squashes. So next year I want to grow those. So we'll put that there with our squashes. I believe this was also ordered on Amazon, and they're just all coming from the different companies that uses Amazon to sell their items. So let's see what we have here. This is another determinate tomato. It's a slicing tomato instead of a sauce tomato, which some of these are. that I got from Johnny's, but I wanted to have these because they could also be used for making sauce. Just because they're not a plum type tomato or a San Marzano or anything like that does not mean that it will not work to make sauces with. This is from Baker's Creek. I always love the back of their envelopes. And this is just one seed packet, I believe. I placed a bigger order, and then I was looking through my seeds and realized that I had missed one that I needed. So I went ahead and ordered it later. I grew celery the first year we were here, and I loved it. And I have not grown it any other year, and I don't know why, but I decided I'm going to grow it this year. Now, this one is my big Baker Creek order. And look at the back of this package. It's so cute. I always want to save these and do something with them, decoupage them or something. Of course, I never do. We grew some field pumpkins last year, but we only got like 2 or 3. So my seeds were my 2019 seeds. So I decided to try some new seeds this year. Green beans. This green bean had so many good reviews that they're long, straight, very good green beans. They're a French green bean. Let's see, this is a staff favorite. It's extremely productive. Long, slim, straight green bean pods are delicious, eaten fresh or for canning or freezing. And it is a bush type. It doesn't need staking, and I will direct seed it into the ground after we have passed our first frost date for the spring. This is a free seed, and it is a Merlot lettuce, and I actually planted some of this last year, and it was really good. So I'll probably go ahead and stick that in the ground as well. And this is another tomato. This one is a Sweetheart Cherry, and it had really good reviews. It says, this cherry tomato is packed with sweetness and a rich berry-like flavor. It is quite crisp, and the fruit can keep on the extra long vine, making it extra high in sugar. These little strawberry-shaped jewels are wildly productive little snacking tomatoes, and they resist cracking. If you've never grown tomatoes, then you don't know how frustrating it is when you go out on your vine to pick your tomatoes and they have little cracks in them, especially a cherry tomato, because if you get a crack on a big slicing tomato, you can just cut around that. But on a cherry tomato, it like cracks across the whole thing and it just makes it look ugly. I eat them, they taste fine, but if you want to give them to somebody, you want them to look pretty. So I'm going to try these, and these grow in clusters. Like they hang down about like this, and they're just like a cluster of tomatoes all the way down. So I'm really excited to see how those do. Then we have some carrots, and these had really good reviews. They're kind of a short carrot, and last year I could not grow a carrot to save my life. I have planted carrots for like 4 years straight. The first year, nothing. The second year, nothing. 2022, oh my goodness, it was fabulous. I had so many carrots. Last year, I could not grow a carrot to save my life. So I'm trying these because they had really good reviews about not needing to go deep in the soil and whatever. So we're going to try that. This is another carrot that also had a really good review about how sweet and tasty they were, that they're perfect for juice, but you'll notice they're white instead of orange. And I just like to have a variety of color. I think it's fun. The grandkids like it too. This is another squash that I'm trying this year. It takes heat and humidity and pests well. It's very sweet, and it has a very sweet flesh. So I like the fact that it can withstand the pests, because, oh my goodness, if you did not see my last video of the year last year, I had so many squash bugs on my pumpkins that it was just devastating. I've never seen that many squash bugs. and it did end up killing my plants. So I'm hoping this one can withstand the squash bugs. Then I have some Redman Super Cactus Zinnias. And these things are big. They are going to be so pretty. Zinnias, oh, I just love them. And you can just like plant some and they go crazy. So I'm going to start these as well as the other zinnias I have. I have a white polar bear and then I have a variety. And I'm just going to do a huge area this year because they're just so pretty. And it's like you have your own little butterfly garden. It's beautiful. Something I tried to grow last year that would not grow. I planted them and planted them, but again, I had my 2019 seeds and I had never used them. I thought I would plant peas the first year we were here and then I didn't. This year, I'm going to try these Sugar Daddy peas, and people were saying that if you have never grown peas, these are the ones to do. They are a bushy, semi-dwarf vine, just under 24 inches tall, and produces 3-inch long pods. So I'm really anxious to see how those do. And a cucumber. Isn't he adorable? I needed some new cucumber seeds. So I read the reviews on this, and it says it is the sweetest cucumber they've ever tasted. It's a deep green fruit that are about 7 to 8 inches long. And it is adapted to high temperatures, humidity, and are disease and powdery mildew resistant. You guys, I planted cucumbers last year. I got some, but I didn't get a lot. And I mean, within a couple of weeks of getting fruit, they all died back and got some kind of disease. It was terrible. So after I cleaned that all up, I planted some more and the same thing happened. So I'm really hoping that this works for me better this year than what I had last year. And here's another tomato. I just thought this was very interesting. I love peaches. So this tomato tastes peachy. And the outside of it even has a little bit of a light fuzzy feeling. And I just couldn't turn that down. I have to try them. I think they're probably an indeterminate, but that's okay. I'm excited about them. And my last package is another package of zinnias that are like this one, and that they're the cactus type zinnia, but they're a variety of colors. So I'm really excited to see these put with my normal zinnias and see how they all look together. I am so excited about all of these. Now, I want to show you what I have done to get these seeds started on the day that they're supposed to be started, or direct planted the day they're supposed to be direct seeded. And that is that I have this system that I have Ziploc bags with the date that something needs to be started. So everything in this bag has to be started on February 6th. Now, of course, if it's a couple of days after, it's no big deal, but that's the ideal date. And then I listed all the things that are in this bag, and some of the things that I got in the mail today, they need to go in here. Like the kale, I underlined it to let myself know that those seeds are not in this bag yet. So I will take my kale seeds and I will add them to this bag. And I think that was the only thing, yes, that was the only thing missing from my February 6th bag. Now I need to do that to all of my bags. This one is starting on February 15th, and there were a couple of things that needed to be added to that bag, and it just goes on. So last year I did this method and it worked pretty well. The problem was a couple of times I would pick up a bag and I would think I had the front bag and I would pull out the back bag and I would start that. Well, later down the road, I would say, well, why haven't I started like tomatoes yet. I don't understand. And I would go back and I would find the bag and realize I didn't pull it out. So this year I did something a little bit different in that I added this little cardboard piece here. And let me get it up closer for you. You can tell that it tells me on what day I need to start something or direct plant something. And then as I do it, I will check the little circle off so that I know I did it. So I've already done my January 17th planting, which was my onions and leeks and artichoke and parsley and stuff like that. And you guys, they germinated and they've started coming up with their little green leaves, and I love it. It's so exciting the first time every year that you see those little seedlings start. And I don't care how many times I plant something, when those seedlings are there, it's like, yes, this is the hope of life in my garden this year. So I'm going to distribute these seeds where they need to go. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was filling in my bags and I was like, wait a minute, I ordered arugula. Why don't I have it? Where did I order it from? So I went to look. I had 11 different seeds sitting in a cart at Baker's Creek, just waiting for me to finish and purchase them. I knew there was a couple of things missing, like okra and some of the peppers that I like, and I used all the seeds. And I didn't know what was going on, but now I know. So I'll be getting another package in the mail soon. Hi, so before I got this video done, I received more seeds from Baker Creek. There's quite a few of them. We have Agastache, and it is a anise hyssop. So it smells kind of a mixture between black licorice and root beer. And I love the flowers because they're all these different colors on one stem. And they do reseed themselves, but I just wanted more. This is a new tomato to me, a purple rain, and it is tidy and compact 3-foot plants are smothered in purple beefsteak tomatoes with beautifully balanced flavor. They average 6 to 12 ounces and are ideal for slicing, but it can also double as a nice sauce tomato. So that's why I'm trying this one, because it is a determinate tomato. Then this is another one, the Prairie Fire, and it's kind of a paste size tomato. It's crisp and juicy with intense flavor, unique long plum shaped fruit. So we're gonna give that one a try this year as well. This is the squash that I grew last year, and I loved it. It was so mild, and the outside skin was tender, and it could get pretty big and still be very tender. I got some Clemson spineless okra because I was totally out of okra seeds. I had been growing purple okra. It had not done great. So I'm gonna try something different, and I hear a lot of people talking about these. I cannot pronounce the name of this pepper, but this was my favorite pepper that I've ever grown. It's a very thin skin, but the flavor is incredible, and they're just so good. I got some arugula because I love me some arugula. Then the yellow squash that I grew last year, I was also out of, and it did such a great job. The name early prolific, it was prolific. My favorite sunflower so far has been the Autumn Beauty, and I love the orange color of it. But this year, I'm also trying another orange one called the Red Sun. This one is smaller. It reaches 5 to 6 feet tall, and is covered in dozens of red and orange-red blooms. This one gets 7 feet tall, but let me tell you, it's actually closer to like 12, and they have 6-inch flowers. So we'll try both of those this year and see which one I like the best. So that's the rest of my seed order. I'm so glad I got them before I posted this video so you could see everything that I got. I am so glad you joined me. If you see something new here, or if you have ideas that you think I would like, leave that in the comments. Or you can tell me if you even garden or not. And it doesn't have to be a big garden. You guys, if you have a little pot on your deck, that's a garden. And it doesn't even have to be food. It can be flowers. But food is always better, in my opinion. Thank you so much for joining me. And blessings on your seedlings if you're gardening. Until next time.